responsibility as leaders in CG International to educate, coach, and mentor the new people that we bring to the team. And so, I would hate to see somebody have that big fish that they bring to the table here in ZG International, and they jump on one of our conference calls and they hear all the commotion. And, a lot of that is good energy. A lot of that is good. But there's a lot of people there that, do things that are not quite honestly professional in our industry. So, just be aware, everybody, of coaching your people to make sure they announce themselves. We want everybody announcing themselves. We love the energy, but once you've done so, press *6 or the mute button on your phone so that we can keep the call clean and professional. It's going to be the difference between somebody joining your business and somebody not joining your business at all. So, having said that, welcome to the call, everybody, this morning. I'm loving the daylight savings time because here in Arizona, we don't change time. So part of the year, we are Pacific time, which means California time, and then part of the year, we are Mountain Standard time. So, the call takes place a little less later in the day for me now, not only in the morning and the evening, which is a good thing, because honestly, a lot of people in California on the West Coast have not even gotten home from work yet, and the calls are taking place. So this allows us an opportunity in which to share with more people. So thought very long and hard last night after doing the opportunity call what I could bring to the table this morning to give each and every one of you value on the call this morning, and I really narrowed it down to a couple things, and that's goals and desires. Goals and desires, and being able to attain those goals and desires. So if you're at home or you're somewhere where you can take notes, I would definitely recommend that you pull out a pad of paper, a couple sharp pens, and take some copious notes here, because the information that I'm going to facilitate on this call this morning was information that was facilitated to me over 14 years ago, and I have applied that in my business on a daily basis, which is why my business is where it is at today. And so attaining your goals and your desires, I want everyone to know that we all want something in life, don't we? We want love, we want money, we want success, we want recognition. Yet too many people fail to realize their desires, and nearly all of them for the same reason, okay? They seem to go whichever way the wheel turns, as if they have no control over their situation. If their vehicle takes them to places they've never intended to be, or crashes into a brick wall of utter despair, we just chalk it up as cruelty to fate, right? I don't think so. Guys and gals, don't get me wrong here. I realize that truly horrible things do happen to folks, and in fact, this can happen through no fault of our own. Gigantic obstacles are placed in our way daily, and sometimes even absolutely insurmountable, okay? Generally speaking, however, what you really want out of life is a matter of maybe 3-4 simple steps. But we all must have our hands on the wheel in order for us to avoid these simple encounters with failure. Failure is it's just a way of life, right? We fail in things all the time, but that's okay. So I want to share with you the first way. This may seem like a no-brainer for many of us, but we as individuals have to decide what we want most out of life. We need to decide what we need to aim for, and we need to do it with some accuracy. Be laser focused, guys and gals. I'm being totally honest with you here. Be laser focused, hence the word focus. Follow one course until successful. Don't make a laundry list of wishes, but focus on one thing at a time. If you're not sure about where you want to go, there's no point in getting in the vehicle in the first place, because all you're going to do is drive around and waste time, burn up your gas, and burn yourself out, okay? Secondly, create a plan of action. This will be your roadmap, per se, for getting you from point A, where you are right now, to point B, where you want to go. So you know what you want. Now what steps are you willing to take to get it? Okay, it's all about steps. Having a system in place in which for you to be able to obtain your goals. We You know what system stands for, right? Save yourself time, energy, and money. Well, you better have a game plan or a plan of action and the steps in which to focus on so you can get where you want to go. Some things are very obvious here, guys and gals. If you want a better job or you simply want to be a better recruiter in this business, this starts with a skill assessments and maybe some additional training. Then you'll need to sell yourself and your skills to either your present employer or a promotion into a new position you want or to a new prospect that you may be sharing our Zija product and opportunity with, okay? Other goals will require a bit more thought. These goals will really leave you dumbfounded without a clue how to get there. But you know what? You don't have to worry, okay? No matter where it is you want to go, someone, somewhere, has probably already been there. So what did they get to get there? Or what did they do to get there? What road did they take? Well, guys and gals, I strongly suggest that one looks up to their upline for suggestions as to what they did to get where they are, or what books, biographies, and such they read that could be of some real help with this for each and every other individual. So pick up the phone, guys and gals, call your upline, plug into Zija University, hit the bookstore, hit the Barnes and Nobles if you need guidelines to get you to where you want to go. Remember this, there are no stupid questions, okay? The only stupid question is the one that you do not ask. I tell this to my teammates all the time, right? When they get involved with Zija, there are no stupid questions. The only stupid question is the one that you do not ask. You know, people that just say, oh, I think I can wing it, I can make my way through this, right? I'll try and roll my first person by myself. Guys and gals, don't do that. Reach out to your upline. They have a vested interest in your success. You know, ask them. I'll tell you what 100% of all leaders in this company, or any company for that matter, say they wish more people would reach up to their upline. It's not about your upline reaching down to you because they're busy. It's about you reaching up to your upline and asking questions, and they're more than willing to guide you in the right directions. So get ideas, get advice, create a good roadmap for yourself, and know where you're going. Guys and gals, write it down and make sure you can read it every single day. Another option would be listening to CDs from industry experts like Jim Rohn, Les Brown, Brian Tracy, Stephen Covey, John Maxwell. You know, I was so excited about our last convention that we just had in Salt Lake City, Utah, because two of my favorite motivational speakers were there. Les Brown and John Maxwell, right? It was a treat. Les Brown, I had somebody sitting next to me. I was saying everything he was saying before he said it. The guy looks over and like, do you listen to Les Brown a lot or what? I said, yeah, the guy's one of my favorite motivational speakers. So I internalize that stuff, guys and gals, and I strongly suggest that you do the same thing, right? Leader of one, leader of many. If you can't lead one, being yourself, guys and gals, you can't lead any. Remember this, if your why is large enough, the how-to will not matter. I'm going to repeat that, guys and gals. If your why, if your why doesn't bring tears to your eyes, you know what? You're probably not going to stick and stay in this business. But if your why is large enough, the how-to will not matter, okay? The third step, and the final step really, is execution. This has to be the single biggest part of your desire. Do what you plan. Take the steps you outline on your roadmap and be persistent, guys and gals. If you run into naysayers, simply ignore them. Everyone who ever did anything great always ran into naysayers. I can guarantee you, David Moses, Chris Estes, whoever you want, any of the leaders in this company, I guarantee you they ran into naysayers. The only difference between them and you was, you know what, they have rhino skin. They developed a tough skin. You know, and I'll give you an example, of the industry. You know, when I got involved with Zija, I was involved in 3 other companies prior to I got involved in this company. And when I joined this company, I had to start all over again, right? I didn't have a warm market, right? I did not have a warm market because I'd already been to those people 3 different times with 3 different companies. So I pulled up in my best friend's driveway. night. I just joined Zija, right? And I got out of my car. He was sitting there in the recliner with his wife and his kids watching TV. The porch light was on. The curtains were open. As soon as he saw my vehicle pull up, he jumped up. He turned off the porch light. He pulled the curtain shut the TV off, and they all went to bed. Guys and gals, that is when I knew, right, my warm market was gone. So what I'm sharing with you, as Les Brown would say it, I'm simply going to fail my way to success, right? I'm going to fail my way to success. I don't care about what people think or what people say. The worst thing they can say to me is no. That's the worst thing they can do. That's the worst can happen to me. So I'm just going to keep going along and failing my way till success. And that's exactly what I've done. Guys and gals, never take your eyes off the goal. Keep pushing forward. Whatever you do not give up until you have what you desire or you have your hands on what you want to achieve. Never give in to the notion that you can't get there from where you are right now. You know, I swore an oath on my life when I first went into business back when I was 18 years old for myself, and that oath was I would never quit on myself. I would never quit on myself because I was not a quitter. Guys and gals, decide, plan, execute. It's really that simple. Plan your week and then spend the rest of your week working your plan. If you do not have a plan of action in place, guys and gals, you're just running around aimlessly, right? You're running around like a chicken with its head cut off. You're never going to achieve what you want to achieve in this company or any company for that matter unless you decide, plan, and then execute on that plan, okay? About that 4-step, sometimes your action plan may not get you where you want to be. Trust me, I was there. I had an action plan when I first got involved with Zija. You know what? I didn't get where I wanted to be, right? But that's okay. Maybe something was missing. Maybe one step was not quite right. If you find this to be the case after exercising your full patience and your persistence, you simply must rework the steps of your plan. Right? I had a plan when I got involved with Zija International, and that was to hit diamond in the first 6 months of being involved with the company. You know what? I didn't make it. I didn't hit my goal. Right? But you know what? I went back through my steps and I made some tweaks to those things. You know what? I hit it in 8 months. Right? I hit it in 8 months. So reach up to your leaders, have them look at your situation with you, figure out what's missing, and then guys and gals, get right back at it. It's just like following a roadmap through a place you've never been before. You know, guys and gals, if you find yourself taking a particular road that takes you to the wrong town, rather than just turning around and going home, meaning giving up, you take a second look at your roadmap, figure out where you made the wrong turn, and then get back on the correct road. It's that simple. It really is that simple. It's just about making a tweak in your road or in your map so that you can get where you want to go. You know, a good example of that, and I'll just be totally vulnerable with everybody on the line here this morning, was me trying to be the expert versus not following the system when I first got involved with Zija. See, I'd been in 3 different companies, right? Thought I knew everything about Zija International, about this industry, right? And my sponsor, he told me a very simple, duplicatable system, right? He shared it with me when I first got involved with Zija. And you know what? Because I thought I knew it all, I ran out there and did it just the way I thought it needed to be done. Well, there's a reason why I didn't have any success in those previous 3 companies, and that was simply because I wasn't coachable and I wasn't teachable. Right? I'm being very vulnerable with people on the phone this morning, right? I was not coachable and I was not teachable. In my first 30 days, I'd shared with 50 people and I had gotten 50 no's. And then I was ready to quit. I was ready to quit Zija. I called my sponsor and said, hey, you know what? I may use this product for the rest of my life, but as far as doing this as a business, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm done with this industry, right? It doesn't work. And he's like, Dale, he asked me a simple question, right? Are you following the system? Yeah, I was following the system. I was doing the invitation. I was doing the presentation. I was doing the validation, right? I was following the system, but I was doing the whole system. The only part of that system that was my responsibility was the invitation. The presentation was using the tool, and the the validation was me putting him, my upline, on the phone to answer those people's questions. Guys and gals, I'm telling you, stop trying to be the expert here. Follow the system. Use the tools. Use the sizzle calls. Use the conference calls. Use the DVDs, the CDs, the new magazine, the newspapers, three-ways calls. Use the new app, right? Use the tools that have been put in front of you to build this business. All I can tell you, guys and gals, whatever you do, keep both hands on the wheel of persistence. Remember, the topic here this morning is attaining your goals and desires. It's going to require some persistence, okay? Nobody in Zija that rose to the top of this company got there by just, doing a few simple things. They had to be persistent. They had to be consistent, all right? So let's talk a little bit about persistence. One of the keys to being successful in anything you do is persistence. Persistence and patience are two wheels. Whenever there is persistence, patience must be coexisting. If it is not, you'll be like a bike hanging in a garage. Let's clarify the word persistence, okay? It's the ability to persist on an instance, right? I'm going to repeat that for everybody. Persistence is the ability to persist on an instance, right? It doesn't matter where I go in my day, I am ready. I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready to do business, right, wherever I go. If that person arises in my situation in the day, right, I'm ready to act on it. Once you have realized and you determine exactly what it is you want to achieve, you must take significant and considerate actions using a good plan on a consistent and persistent basis in that direction in which to succeed. Think of it like this, guys and gals. Think of it like building a muscle. If you've never exercised before, and you went to the gym for the first time, chances are you would not be able to bench press 100 pounds right off the get-go, would you? No. However, if you are persistent and you consistently go back to the gym on a regular basis, you will find yourself getting stronger and closer to your goal or your objective with each and every visit to the gym. Let me present it to you in another analogy. My ability to recruit new people. Okay, I'm not boasting here, but I was the #1 recruiter for Zija International the first 3 years of this company's inception. But you know what? I couldn't talk to anybody. I dug dirt for a living, guys and gals. I dug dirt for a living, right? I didn't talk to people. This didn't happen overnight. It took lots of practice, and when I mean practice, I mean daily practice, trial and error. Going out and talking to people on a daily basis, saying the wrong thing, making the necessary corrections in my verbiage or my posture to change the outcome of the situation. Alright, I'm going to repeat that. The necessary corrections in my verbiage or the necessary corrections in my posture to change the outcome. See, when I first started going out in the marketplace, I'd look at other successful people, and I'd go, wow, man, I wish I had that guy in my business, right? And that's how I used to be. But then I changed my posture on that, right? It's not, wow, I'd like to have that person in my business. It's, hey, that person doesn't even know it yet, but he's going to be in my business, right? It's all about posture. It's all about mindset, guys and gals. So perhaps some of this was just getting my share of no's, because we all know, guys and gals, it's a numbers game. And the fact of the matter is, you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. So it's about getting no's. Les Brown says it best. He says, make no your vitamin. And what does he mean by that? You know what? It's all about the no. See, most people, they get a handful of no's, it blows them right out of the water. 5, 10, 15 no's, got 15 people said no to me, Dale, this doesn't work, they're out of the business, they quit, right? I'm looking for the no. Make no your vitamin. For every no I get, I know I'm one step closer to a yes, right? So you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person, team. I guess my point here is simply this. I had to make the determination that I was going to overcome my fear of talking to strangers, and I focused on this through persistence. I overcame my objective. That objective being my fears of talking to strangers. So, guys and gals, right, if you're afraid of talking to people, the best thing you can do is go out and talk to people. You know, I really had one of those aha moments when a previous sponsor of mine said, Dale, let me share it to you like this. If you died tomorrow, Dale, would that person that you're going to expose to the opportunity or exposed to the product, would they come to your funeral? And I thought about it for a minute. I was like, no, they wouldn't come to my funeral. And he said, and if they did come to your funeral, would they cry? And the answer was no again, probably not. Then he asked me one simple question. What did I have to lose to share with that person? I had nothing to lose, guys and gals, nothing to lose and everything to gain from that day forward. I don't care who you are, what you look like, what car you drive, how you dress, right, where you hang out, right? If I feel that you're somebody worthy of sharing Zija with you, you're going to hear about it, right? If you get in within 10 or 15 feet of me and you're sharp, I'm going to track you down and I'm going to share Zija with you. So I'm persistent, guys and gals. I'm persistent and I'm consistent and I do it on a daily basis, right? I have been making a full-time income with Zija International since the first month of being involved with this company 7 years ago, right? I do what I want, when I want, with whom I want. And that's the beautiful thing about this industry. But you have to be persistent and you have to be focused on your goals in order for this to happen. One thing you will observe on your way towards your goal are speed breakers, guys and gals. That is, you will encounter obstacles that seem to jump out of nowhere and attempt to slow your progress down. You can count on it. Count on these obstacles. They are part of the success. Right? Nothing great ever came to somebody just by doing a few simple things, right? People have had obstacles, they've had trials, they've had errors. It's part of the success. These speed breakers come in many shapes and many sizes, let me tell you. Here's an example that I have encountered in life. Adversity is going to be there through every obstacle in your path, and it's there to get you off track. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. Adversity is going to be there, and it's going to be there through every obstacle in your path to get you off track. The question now becomes, here it is, the question now becomes, do we learn and grow from the obstacle, or do we get derailed? See, 7 years ago, I would get derailed. In the situation, I get totally derailed. Everyone who ever had any success, all they ever wanted is there were no obstacles. Your job is to be persistent and work through those obstacles. If you find little or no obstacles along the way, I'm going to be totally honest with you, team, chances are you're not really challenging yourself. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. Your job is to be persistent and work through the obstacles, but if you're not finding those little obstacles along the way, chances are you are not challenging yourself enough. And I'll give you an example of this. You know, I was born and raised on a 900-acre cattle ranch, right? We had 350 head of mother cows, right? We had to bale hay, and one day I was out in the hayfield, right, and I was baling hay, and my dad rolled up on me and says, Dale, there's no more bales on the ground than when I left 30 minutes ago. What's going on? He says, you're not pushing that piece of equipment. I said, Dad, I don't want to break the shear pin on the baler. He's like, Dale, you need to put enough hay in that machine where it'll put some bales out on the ground. So what I'm sharing with you, I started breaking shear pins, but there was all this bales on the ground, and my dad came in and he's like, Dale, you're finally working that piece of equipment the way it's supposed to be worked. If you're not breaking shear pins, you're not working that piece of equipment. Guys and gals, right, if you're not out talking to people and you're not getting some no's, you're not working this business, okay? You're really not challenging yourself, okay? A person realizes their potential when he or she are pushing the boundaries. So when you do reach your goal, you will experience the feeling of sweet success. So guys and gals, make your goal a specialized and a challenging one. You know why most people fail in this industry is because they set their goal too low and they hit it, right? I'm going to repeat that. The reason why most people fail in this industry of network network marketing is because they set their goal too low and they hit it. Guys and gals, stretch yourself. Set your goals high, right? If you don't reach it, that's all right. You didn't fail. You just didn't reach your goal. You just got to tweak some things, move some things around, change your roadmap so that you can get back on track. If you take the time to study any successful person, you will learn that the vast majority of them have more failures than they have had success. This is because successful people are persistent. The more they stumble and fall, the more they get right back up and get going. On the other hand, people that don't get back up and try again never reach success. I'll give you a couple examples here real quick. I know we're getting close to the bottom of the hour of the call. Colonel Sanders spent 2 years driving across the United States looking for restaurants to buy his chicken recipe. He was turned down, guys and gals, nearly 1,000 times. How successful is Kentucky Fried Chicken today? That would be one example. India got its freedom from persistence and patience of great revolutionaries on their objective to make India free. Having said this, keep in mind that you must be consistently reevaluating your circumstances and the approach that you are using to reach your goal. There is no sense of being persistent if something you are not doing correctly. Sometimes you have to modify your approach along the way. Every time you do something, you learn from it, and therefore you find a better way to do it. And that's exactly what we do here in ZG International. The beautiful thing about that is your upline has already done it, and he knows what works and he knows what doesn't work. And that's why I'm sharing with you. Plug into your upline, okay? The calls that our organization facilitates on a weekly basis, the events that happen quarterly here in ZG International are the single largest contributing factor to my own growth other than my own desire and persistence to be better and to rise to the top in ZG International. I want everyone on this call to understand that I was not able to assimilate everything that was being facilitated to me in the beginning. But you know what I did? I took bits and pieces from here and there, and I molded them into what I have today. I asked you to ask yourself this one question. How bad do you want your dreams to happen? Are you willing to do whatever you must to achieve the outcome that you desire? If you want to be a success as bad as I wanted it for myself, then you too will reach down and pull out your roadmap, and you'll put both hands on the wheel of persistence and have the patience to drive yourself to the destination that you desire in ZG National. Team, remember this. This is a key point. Not everyone has the same desired destination, and that is okay. I say that because it takes individuals at all levels to make up an organization, and the true fact of the matter is, we are only looking for 5 to 8 individuals who have the same persistence or desired destination that we have to go all the way to the diamond and above here in ZG International. Guys and gals, I'm telling you in closing, it's the journey. And the question is the journey worth it? Absolutely it is worth it. I am learning that, it's not about what I do or how much I make, but rather who I become in the process that truly matters. Right, I was actually on the line with one of my distributors yesterday. He says, Dale, from the time I shared or you shared with me 6 years ago, you are totally become a totally different person. I had transformed myself. Well, you know what? My goal in that is to help other people do that as well. For other people, the person that shared a lot of the information with me, he says, Dale, you know what? I said, how could I ever repay you? He said, go pay it forward. Go pay it to somebody else. Guys and gals, ZG International is an incredible opportunity, right? And an opportunity to bless people's lives not only from a physical standpoint, but from a financial standpoint as well. So, you know what? If you're in ZG and you haven't engaged, what are you waiting for? Get a game plan. Get a game plan, get your roadmap out, create your roadmap, and then be persistent and consistent in your game plan, okay? Everybody knows what tonight is. Tonight is Straight Talk with Russ Bianchi. I can't imagine not being in the marketplace today and having at least 3 to 5 people on that call tonight, because I know if you do, you know what? like Russ says, if you put meat in the seat, we'll put greens in your jeans. So, guys and gals, if you put people on the phone, right, and you put them on these conference calls, you know, the people facilitating the calls will put people in their business, all right? So, with that, we've hit the bottom of the hour. I'm just going to open it up for any other leaders on the call if they have any comments or anything they'd like to promote. Now would be the time to do that. And if not, we'll end the call and we'll all get out into the marketplace and build our businesses. Any leaders on the call?
Real quick, Dale, thank you very much, Mr. Dale Albini. First of all, I want to tell you I enjoy your call, and anybody that shows up without pencil and paper is losing vital information on a daily basis. That's why I want to make key advertising. November 9th, the Ringland Country Club Nevada in the event center. Also, most important, but let's do it every day towards it. November 23rd, we have Chris Ethnish, we have Russ, and we have David Moses all in the same room for the first time here in the Bay Area. Go to the event center. Please pre-register, be professional, and allow them to know how full the room is going to be. Thank you so much for everything you do. You're a blessing to this company.
All right, thanks so much. I appreciate that, Dave. I know I will have some people in the room in Emeryville, California myself, so looking forward to that. Anybody else? Going once? Going twice. All right, everybody, I hope you have a fabulous day, and we will either seat you at the top or seat you from the top. Everybody have a blessed day.
Thank you. Thank you.